Hi everybody, and welcome to your Introduction to Business class. I'm your instructor for the summer. Mr. Benjamin is my name. You can call me Mr. B. Either way it works for me, okay? So what we're going to cover in this presentation is we're going to learn about networking, why it's important. We're going to become familiar with our class shell, or basically the website in D2L, or Brightspace as it's sometimes called. I want you to learn, know about the schedule, and commit to managing to it. It's very, very important to do that. And learn about the easiest points you'll have in this entire class, your week 1 activity list. Okay, so really briefly, a little bit about me. I've been in business through working either for myself and as a business owner or working for large, massive corporations that run the gamut. I've worked in a lot of different industries, a lot of different businesses, a lot of different functional areas. I've hired, managed, and fired, not all of them, hundreds of employees, reorganized companies, re-engineered complex processes. That's what I do essentially in my consulting work. And launched new businesses, launched new products, launched into new markets. I got my MBA from Kellogg a long time ago but going part-time at night and working really full-time at the time. I was traveling a lot. So I know how to make businesses profitable, start new businesses up, and make old businesses grow like new businesses. What I just gave you right there is my little elevator speech, which is a real brief summary of who I am and what I do from a professional standpoint. Okay? So, speaking of networking, a really important thing to do is join LinkedIn. LinkedIn is sort of the Facebook, if you will, for professionals. And it's free to join up for, and you can't do it soon enough. Just go ahead and get involved. Don't do the paid ones or anything until you see a real need to do that. But go ahead and do that. Get signed up on LinkedIn. If you see me on there, send me an invite. I will connect with you. Okay. So let's talk about D2L. What is D2L? If you're not familiar with it, if you've taken classes at Oakton, you almost certainly are. But if you have not, or you're just starting, you might not know a lot about it. It's called a learning management software program. And that's where we structure our asynchronous online classes. And we will use it fully here in this particular class. So in D2L, we're going to communicate using D2L email. I put out posts and announcements on a very regular basis, so pay attention for those. You're going to find the course content, which includes some presentations I've been doing, videos, and you'll be able to get at your web text and through something called MyLab. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. You're going to complete and post your assignments there. We don't have that many, but that's where you're going to get them posted. You're going to take tests, and we're going to do discussion posts. And in a separate video, I'm going to talk about why discussion posts are so important. Okay. And so as a side note to that, you can get Brightspace Pulse is an app on your phone which basically has, I think, most all the D2L functions in it. You can go get it either Google Play or the App Store. I strongly suggest you do that. I think most of us are used to finding our communication on our phone, and so I think it's a really important thing to be able to have available to you. So go ahead and put it on there. Okay, and then in D2L, you're also going to create a profile. And when you create the profile, I want you to put a real picture in there, not some goofy one, a real picture. I want you to be professional about it. Say something very unique about you. You don't have to give a lot of personal details or anything like that, but say something unique about you, because the whole point of doing that would be give somebody a reason to remember you by. And that, like I'm using as an example, I remember I had a student several years ago who raised tropical saltwater fish and sold them online. It was amazing, and I knew nothing about it, and to this day I remember about that. And all those things are really, really important to do networking. Networking is the lifeblood of business. And I don't care what business you're in, by the way. It's just how it works. So it's really, really important. So I'm going to stress that all throughout the class. And you also get at MyLab from there. So I'm going to go to our page. Sorry, give me 1 second. I will get it open. Here, this is the homepage, our D2L homepage. And for our class, you get at this either through My Oakton, or you can get at it directly through this web address as you see it up above. You can do either one and get you there. Okay. So some of the features of it, my announcements will be here. Okay. So definitely keep an eye out for those. I'm going to show you that we're going to use D2L email. That's where this thing says message alerts, a little envelope. Make sure you're doing your communications with me through D2L email. And then I'm going to show you the key tabs of all these. You're not going to use all of them, but you're going to use some of them regularly. So content is an important one. I'm going to open up that tab. And what you see here is a bunch of different tabs along down the bottom, just basically a table of contents, and it shows all the different things that are attached to each one of the weeks, or I should say each one of the modules or chapters. Has some information and sometimes there's videos in there and things like that. You'll definitely want to take a look at those as you do each one of those modules. Okay, so you'll find our syllabus in here, the schedule. Going under, the first thing you really want to do is start here for the beginning of class, and that's where all these different things are. So we've got our the syllabus is there, the schedules there. I put it out in a different couple of kinds of formats. This presentation I'm doing right now, you have access to how you access your e-text and your quizzes, although we're going to talk about that briefly here in this video. The OOPS token, which we're going to talk about in a minute, will be here. A one-on-one sign-up sheet is available, is also here. And then there's a bunch of other different types of things that are really good to know to do well in the class. So start here for the beginning of class is an important place to go. My virtual office is listed here, which is where I have my office hours, or where we can meet in a video chat format. So we'll talk about that. And then again, each one of the modules that talks about, that mirrors, or I should say, is connected to one of the chapters in the online textbook. Okay, so that's what's under content. Your discussion posts that you're going to participate in are available through here as well. There'll be a separate announcement on that. A couple assignments that you have to do for the class will be in here as well. You're going to get at your tests through here. Okay, we'll talk about exactly what goes into that, and you'll be able to check on your grades through here as well. So let me go back to the home page real quick, and I'm going to go down to the bottom. And there's a widget down here, and it's called My Lab Mastering Links. So if you click on that, you're going to go to a page that looks like this. You're going to you've already paid for this, so don't put your credit card away if somebody says, oh, you need a credit card. They do not, okay? You're going to get at My Lab through here. If you don't have an account with Pearson, or you don't remember your credentials, you're going to need to set that up. That's easily done. And I put out a note in content under how to do that, or just ask me directly, okay? So once you click, you go down to, you open up My Lab Mastering, okay? And it'll walk you through the process. And that will take you to the course homepage, which looks like this in Pearson. And what you see here is the due dates of the assignments. The assignments are essentially quizzes that we do have for each chapter. They're not hard, they're multiple choice. Take them immediately after reading the chapter. You will do much, much better that way, and it'll help you out preparing you for tests. So you can get at the e-text under Pearson e-text. If you click on that, you'll get to the e-test itself. The e-text, I'm sorry. And that looks like this, and it's pretty easy to follow. There's a table of contents that you can read through, and it's not a hard text to read at all. Okay, so that's what else. That's about it. So, and you can find your assignments there, and as we get closer to taking a test, I'll talk about the thing called dynamic study modules. That can be helpful to prepare for a test. Okay, so going back to the D2L page. Actually, I'm going to go back to our PowerPoint. So I talked about what was in my lab. Okay, so let's talk about the course syllabus. The course syllabus is pretty standard fare. You can read through it. I don't have any crazy stuff in there or anything like that. I'm going to go down to the things that I know people care the most about, basically, and that's again, you've already paid for the access to the Pearson site, so yeah, you're all set. You don't need a book or anything like that. You can get a hard copy of a book if you really, really want one, but you don't need it. Okay. And just to go through the grades really quick, we have each chapter has its own quiz. There's 15 chapters. That's worth 150 points, or 41% of the total. Pretty good chunk. Those doing well on those chapter tests will help you take chapter quizzes, will help you take the 2 unit tests that we have throughout the class, which cover multiple chapters and multiple choice test format. And those are worth 120 points at 60 points each. The discussion posts are worth 50 points, and I think that they're very important to do. And your assignments are also worth 50 points, and that adds up to a total of 370 points, which is 100%. It's based on a 90, 80, 70, 60% grade scale, and that's how you're going to get your grade will ultimately be determined. Okay, so that's the syllabus. Let's go into the next thing, which is the course schedule. Now I have these out again under D2L. In this start here for beginning the class. I want you to notice a couple things about it. One is the cadence of the class is weekly. So we cram a bunch of stuff into each week. Okay, so some weeks we're going to cover up to 3 chapters. All right, so you know what's coming up. And we'll work through these things. So my best suggestion for you is to look at this at the beginning of the week, like on Sunday night or something like that, and say what's coming up, and get myself ready to get that done. And make this schedule work within my schedule. And I know you all have lots of things to do, but this is you're going to have to stay with the schedule. Otherwise, it's really, really easy to fall behind. Okay, all the due dates are on here, the due times, all those other types of things. So everything that's that we need to care about within the class is in this schedule. Okay, so how do we succeed in this class? Keep pace. It really moves fast. So really get that schedule, get it, whatever you have to do to make that a part of your schedule, then by all means do that, okay? Complete all the assignments on time. I have something called OOPS tokens, and those are basically designed to give you kind of an out when you know you're not going to be able to get something done. You get 2 of those for a 7-week class. So that's how I handle, I need extra time to do something. So it's already set up. There's an equitable way for me to do that. Keep up with the text reading and the quizzes. Look at the course schedule every week, as I said. Participate in the discussions. Post with the course material in mind. You can be reflective of how much you really understand about what we just talked about. Will show up in your posts, okay, and your replies. And then I have the virtual office, as I mentioned. If you want to set up, my office hours are officially between 11 and noon on Mondays, but I'm real flexible on this. You guys are on an asynchronous online class. I'm very flexible on this. Just send me an email with 3 times you can meet, and we'll do that. Okay. So I'm going to work around your schedules on this. Okay. So why are you taking this class again? Business fundamentals are everywhere in life. It's really, you're going to find a lot of relatable information here. You will likely work for a business or certainly an organization in your life. You're going to probably have a job. You're going to pay taxes, buy things, invest, volunteer, and vote. And all those things require some basic knowledge of business. All right. So what value do you want from this class? Value is equal, this is a marketing thing, by the way. Value is equal to the benefits you receive divided by the cost. It's not really a math equation, but they love to write stuff in mathematical terms. So the cost is about the same for everybody. So guess what? The benefits you receive are what you put into it and your effort. That I think goes without saying, but I want to make sure that everybody gets the most value they can out of this class. Okay, so we talked about the week 1 assignments that need to be done. So read the course documents in the Start Here for class. Read Chapter 1, take that quiz. Watch the introduction to financial statements. Presentation. Take the test in D2L. I'll explain what that is. It's a very brief syllabus-based test that allows you to sign up for HonorLock, the online proctoring service that Oakton uses, and you will have to pay for that, but make sure you pay for the term-long version of it, not the per-test one. You want to fill out your D2L profile. You want to post it in the discussions. Kind of a warm-up for it is to introduce yourself to everybody and respond to somebody else's post. The cadence of this is the same. Wednesdays is when you do the original post. Fridays when you have to get your response done by. And I want you to schedule a one-on-one with me, a virtual meeting that, and the schedule is out there, and I'll put a little announcement as to how you actually sign up for it. We'll do that in the first, 2 weeks of class. And we'll meet, because, there's very little interaction between instructors and the students unless we do specific things like this. So I want to get to know you, and I hope you get to know me a little bit as well. Okay, so that's about it. Welcome to class. Very best of luck to everybody. Don't hesitate to reach out to me, and we'll look forward to moving along.